Hey, fellas, it is Around the Ice on Fancy and Frames. Another Tuesday night. This has been a great start to the season, right? You guys tell me it's been a great start to the season. It's been fantastic so far. I've loved what we've seen. A lot of action, a ton of games going down the wire, a ton of overtime games, which is what should be when we're looking at hockey. I hated the old school ties. Oh, everything's a tie. Everything's a tie. That's awful. Awful. I hate it. I love where we're at right now. What do you guys think? Great start of the season.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was I would say a good a productive off season. I think we talked about it last week how the big free agents they kind of re-sign, so we don't see a lot of the movement. We saw kind of mid-level movements. So for that, it just seemed like last year Nashville had the big build. They had the big build up. They had the big fizzle. So they, didn't really work out for them. So you don't see as much of the free agent movement like we did last year. But this year it seems like teams are pretty well established. Not a, some moves. I mean, I don't want to underscore the moves that they did or, say that there weren't any moves, but no, I mean, I think the teams were that much ready to go. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great, and our predictions haven't been too bad so far. Knock on wood. We'll see how they go.
Yeah, this season started off with has been a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde really. The guys you actually expected to be up top in fantasy, and it's a long fantasy season, have actually been really have not produced. But then the guys that maybe you were drafting fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round, those are the guys that are maybe your top 10, 15 in the league in scoring in most formats. So I expect all that to average out, especially after a couple weeks, but nevertheless, it calls for exciting time in hockey. And when you have that type of the guys who are really being drafted later being your top score point producers in leagues, and then the guys who actually went ADP, first through 10th and actually aren't really producing, that really calls for a lot of panic early on in the season. Calls for a lot of trading that actually maybe happen, and we're going to cover one of those tonight. We got a trade proposal here in our in one of our home leagues. We're going to go over.
All right, sounds good. What is so? This is live. This is a real offer. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're gonna
nice,
go into that later
nice.
on.
Yeah, we're gonna talk through this thing. I got offered something a little bit earlier. I kind of thought it was a decent offer, but I'm a little hesitant on pulling the trigger. So we need to talk about it. We need to talk it through as a group, as a team. What is the move? So we're gonna talk it through.
All right, sounds good. Well, yeah, I know.
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man?
All right, so let's go ahead and go into some betting here tonight. So we got on the card, we're going to put together maybe one of these games from the Colorado-Utah game. It's a 9 o'clock game tonight. I got a spicy one I actually want to put in here. I actually want to get your guys' opinion on as well. And so we got Colorado at Utah tonight, a 9 o'clock start. And Aaron, JT, I was actually telling you guys before the show here and actually putting this in there. But McKinnon with a goal, Makar with an assist, Genther with a goal, Keller with an assist, and then Genther shots on goal 4 or more. You can get it at plus 2,100. Traditionally, these teams so far have actually been low-scoring games. Both of them actually have very good goaltending. Colorado's actually been shooting the puck, and also Utah has actually been really not shooting a whole lot at all. Been both playing low-scoring games. So I kind of wanted to go ahead and stack these with McKinnon and Makar, and then Genther and Keller at plus 2,100. Did not actually like the over and over under at all. None of the game lines at all. So plus 2,100 Colorado at Utah.
Yeah, I mean that this aligns with kind of what you're going piggybacks off what you did last year. You like to sprinkle those. You're looking at your your high bet scores, your high probability scores. So I like how you've kind of sprinkled that together. I mean 2,100, that's a pretty big number. A lot has to go right. I went a little bit more conservative. I did the same though. Toast. Don't like the lines. Utah, I expected more offense, so you hit nail on the head. I didn't know they'd be this defensively sound. They're really, really pinching. They're playing better defensively as a group. I thought they would be like Sharks / Ducks, where it's just goal, goal, goal. It hasn't been like that. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I went a little bit more conservative, obviously. Well, it's got to be more conservative than plus 2,100 for God's sake. But I've got Gunther with 3 shots on goal. He's been shooting the puck a lot. We expected that. He's been shooting. He's been hitting some, missing most, but he's been shooting. I got JJ Peterka at plus 1 point, and I've got Brock Nelson at plus 1 point. Shout out to our boy Martini. That's his I think one of his 2 teams there that he gets locally. So he kind of gave us a skinny on Brock Nelson, like, hey, don't sleep on this guy. And he's had a good start to the season, that second line center there in Colorado. So I'm combining those. That's a plus 360. Not quite the spice and the action you've got, but a lot less has to go right. And I think that's a little bit more of your maybe your bigger wager / littler payout. I'm not going to retire off that one, as we always say, but I'm liking it. I haven't really watched a full Utah game end to end as much as I'd like to get on them, and I like the players there. So this will be an interesting. This one I will watch from puck drop to the end of the game and really get an idea what this team's looking like now.
Yeah, and Toast takes tonight. So put those out, every day, usually around 4 to 5 p.m. Central Time every single day. And right now, I actually have 2 going, and actually going pretty good tonight. So put out an assist parlay, a 4 assist parlay, and I had William Nylander at the 6 o'clock game for an assist. That actually went very early in the first 5 minutes of that game. Leon Draisaitl
Nice.
in the first 10 minutes of that game. Also actually went with an assist at the 6 o'clock game. And Dylan Strome actually got a secondary assist as well early on. So I need Clayton Keller to actually finish the job here at the 9 o'clock start for a plus 885. And it's been tough sledding so far. Got off to a real good start the first 2-3 nights. Since then, it's been ice cold. But tonight actually looks really good. And I'm confident that Keller can actually get it done at home versus a Colorado team that's actually 5-0-1, but Utah's 4-2. Your Utah team you actually like, right, Titch?
Yeah.
It's like Aaron. I was like, you got to get your boys together, right? Got to get your boys together. Hit this one for Toast. Get to help them out. Come on now.
Yeah. It's like using the analogy of Toast, like half your slice is all crisped up there with 3 of the 4 legs hitting Toast. Let's go, Keller. Let's get that apple.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that easy, right? Usually you got to sweat it all night stuff. So I'm hoping that maybe if Keller can go in the first period, I'll have 4 legs that all went in the first period, which is pretty rare. It's one of those, you didn't sweat it all. Simply just you sat back and just collected money, which is always nice. The goal prop actually started off really good as well. I put a 3-legger in, one of my lotto picks of the day that I put out every single day. And tonight was Bo Horvat got started, and Bo Horvat, man, has been hot. He has been red hot. Yep. I think he's got like 4 or 5 goals over the past 2 games. He got a hat trick in there as well. He gets on the board again tonight. I think the Islanders are actually in a shootout there with San Jose, and they may have finished that game off. And then Alexis Protas I actually had, and Protas came close with an empty netter, did not actually get it. That ended up going to Tom Wilson. And then Kirill Marchenko. Kirill Marchenko was the 3rd leg on that one for Columbus. They're still playing. I think they're in the 3rd period in that game as well. Marchenko's been red hot as well. That was at plus 2085, but it's not going to go tonight. But nevertheless, the majority of my legs are going to go tonight. It's been a good night. I need to finish off strong.
I mean, yeah, you're one technicality away. I missed the empty net, but if it was that close between Wilson and him, that's as close as it gets. I'm just looking at that recap now. Yeah, it looks like that did go to. Yeah, you're right. Dang it. Got the assist, but not the goal. Shoot. Yeah, still not bad. Not bad.
All right, we're going to go ahead and maybe recap tonight. Let's go around the ice a little bit.
Oh,
the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
All right, so around the ice tonight, we got the Islanders actually coming off with a 4-3 win at the Sharks. Again, an Islanders team who, we got Matthew Schaefer. Matthew Schaefer is just a ball of fire right now. The guy's unbelievable. He's actually doing things that most 18-year-olds, especially defensemen, that don't do in a National Hockey League coming in here. And I think he's got maybe 7 points through 6 games, something like that. It's ridiculous. Gets his first NHL goal tonight. He's a humming around the ice. And man, the Sharks 0-4-2. We're going to see more of that, right? They can't defend. It's going to be a long season. I don't think the Hawks are with the Sharks anymore, right? Aaron, I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about the Oilers and the Senators here. You're a big Oilers fan. They actually get a 3-2 win. What have you seen from the Oilers so far?
Yeah, again, I'm gonna compare the Oilers with Utah, or maybe vice versa. The Oilers are, as far as McDavid. Now, remember when we went into the season, we said, McDavid is he wants to score more, he wants to shoot more. He's putting the shots up, he's putting the assists in, but tonight was his first goal. So I start there. Little bit of a slow start for the Oilers. I think. Again, and the roster was much different from the last 2 teams that went back to the Stanley Cup final. So I think they're kind of still finding their game a little bit. Power play has been above average, but not at Oiler level. Getting the win tonight was big because I think the Senators, obviously they're without without Tkachuk, big loss there. But the other probably pretty big call out here is Isaac Howard got on the board as well. Him and Matt Savoy were 2 of the rookies, 2 of the guys that have they came via trade, but have been in other systems. And this was their year to crack the lineup, at least the bottom 6. So we'll have to see if these guys work themselves into the top 6. I don't know. It seems pretty crowded there, but when you're missing a guy like Hyman, it's not the end of the world. The start's probably, it'd be nice if they were 5-0. I'm sure everybody wants to be, but for the start that they've had, it's they look like they're getting back to game form. It's not quite, they're 500, 3-3 with an OT loss. It's you expect this just because, and remember, the last thing I'll say, this was a game that went, a team that went to the finals. So we've got a shortened season twice, right? So. I'm not worried at all. I guess I should have started and ended with that. I'm not worried. It is what it is.
Yeah, and I noticed actually the Oilers, and people are maybe a little bit down on McDavid. Maybe not as much as Draisaitl, but McDavid for sure. He had a goal tonight. Get started off there with a goal. He's been an assist train. It's completely fine. He's an assist in every single game. But they've been playing this low-scoring game. Good for actually guys that own Stuart Skinner. He's playing well. They haven't had to go to Pickard, and Skinner's playing really, really good. He's actually stopping the puck really, really well. That can always spell good for the Oilers down the road, and they can actually give up a little bit of offense now. That power play has not actually been going like it usually goes, and it will actually go. And they've got a lot of new faces in that locker room. So the lines, like you said, are a little bit different, but so more from the Oilers later on. But they're interesting start for the Oilers. Penguins over to Canucks, 5-1, and Aaron. What did we say for the beginning of the year? We all predicted the Penguins would be 5-2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we were spot on this one as usual. Yeah, who saw this coming? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was just like last year. We were hesitant on the Penguins anyway. Sidney Crosby he is what he is, but when you and the reason why I start with Crosby is because when you got that guy. I mean, anything's possible. I hope I'm saying his name right, but Chvalsh, the goalie for Pittsburgh. I think he's been.
Oh, yeah.
A bright spot.
Good luck pronouncing that name. Yeah, but go ahead.
I've heard it a couple of times, but man, I need the NHL pronunciation guide. If I've got that up, usually I'm okay. But no, he's been outstanding. So where we thought they would struggle, giving up 4 million goals a game, it's been the opposite. They've been structurally sound. They've been getting the goals when they need them. Yeah. Whoops. 5-2. You're right out of the gate. Yeah, wasn't on the bingo card for this pod, that's for sure.
No, and I tell you, what's interesting is, I mean, you knew some other guys were going to have to step up, but you just didn't expect it to be Justin Brazeau. You know,
I know.
Justin Brazeau, who the hell is this guy? Nevertheless, 35% rostered still, mainly because nobody believes it, but he's got goals, 3 assists for 8 points in 7 games. He only shot 14 times on goal so far for 2 a game, but he's got 2 game-winning goals. He even throws in 12 hits and 7 blocks as well. Brazeau, I'm actually looking at his time on ice. So if you're wanting to know if you actually should get Brazeau, tonight he actually had his season high of 1307. So he's making them count. I mean, he's making it count. It's good the fact that Crosby still has 8 points in 7 games. Wouldn't you know? We knew Crosby was going to be a 90-point player still, and he's going to be 4 goals, just 8 points. But then Malkin, an assist machine right now. He's healthy. He played all 82 last year. He's actually trending that way right now. Do 6 or 7 games of the season, but nevertheless, it's a good sign. And then Anthony Mantha. Mantha's actually been with Detroit. He's also has he been with the Ducks as well? Who hasn't Mantha actually been with? But turning off on that line with Brazeau, I think that's that third line. They're making something out of that. They're making something out of nothing. So it's great to see. I love it. Nobody predicted this, but then again, they beat a good Vancouver team tonight. Actually, a 5-1 at home, and they smoke them.
Yeah.
2 tonight. Devils over to Maple Leafs. Aaron, we actually had a slow start from Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, that top line, but man, over the last couple games, they've been going now, and they all of a sudden they find themselves 5-1.
Dude, I'm telling you what, those Hughes boys are fun to watch. I mean, obviously you got 2 of them on the same team. You got a Devils, worth a tune in if you get the, whatever your part of the country you're watching, listening. I'd highly recommend watching this Devils team because everybody's healthy. Number 1, number 2. Jack Hughes, especially firing on all cylinders. He's fast as hell. Jesper Bratt. I mean, there were some predictions that had him in the mid 90s for points. Like some of the, I know we did the redraft league here with the listener league that we're running. There's some other fun little side redraft leagues, but Bratt was really, some of the people that do that, or our friends over at Dauber that we had lucky enough to host them on the pod. A lot of those types of websites were really talking him up, and hey, spot on. So hats off to those that saw that coming. But you're right. Okay, slow start. So what? We're still, we're just scraping the surface here of the season, and we all know how long the hockey season is, week 3. But I like what I'm seeing out of them. I mean, I've got them in the playoffs. I think everybody's got them in the playoffs, and right now they're not disappointing. So. The good win, good solid win. In Toronto, I think, what are they? I think they're 500. Like they've had 500. Some. They're kind of little spotty on their consistency here, but what else is new? That's never know what you're going to get in Toronto.
Yeah, they've been carried early by John Tavares and William Nylander. I wouldn't say Matthews has not been good. He's been fine. He's been good, but not like 65 goals Matthews, right? And then not trending in that way and everything else. But they ask a lot more of Matthews now. They actually want him on a penalty kill. He actually does that. It does a real good job. Their goalie situation still is that 50-50 split. You got Stolars, and then I believe who's the second? Who's even the second there now? Aaron. Wall's right. He's not around right now.
No, he's leave of absence, I believe. That's a great question because they had it escapes me now, but
Primo, the journeyman actually from Montreal.
Yes, he was Montreal's backup. You're right.
Yep. So, they got some question marks there, and I think they got to get that squared away. But the Devils, a hell of a start, 5-1. And watch out for them, man. When I was telling my brother, who's new to fantasy, I said, you get Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt going, and it's like video game stuff, and they'll just put up points in bunches. And Hughes does it tonight with the hat trick. So, and then the Capitals actually beat the Kraken 4-1. We're still on the OV watch. He's only got 1 goal. He actually needs 2 more, I believe, actually for the 900th goal, and that'll actually happen. But we just figured it would actually happen sooner than this. But we got to be a little bit patient. We also actually have, as we round out tonight's Around the Ice, Panthers, Bruins. Panthers 3-2 here halfway through the third period. And I tell you what, Aaron, I don't know if you're watching this, man, but whether you hate Brad Marchand, you're actually, you love him. You either love him or hate him. There's probably no in between. The room was a little dusty tonight. Let's just say that. When they gave the tribute video, old Marchie, man, guy that's just crying like a baby. And you got to respect that. I loved seeing that. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's the toughest guy. One of the toughest guys, is not the toughest guy in the league. Actually, just go up against anybody, and to see him kind of just bawl like a baby there during the tribute video was something touching, something I actually won't forget. It was really, really cool to see.
I agree. Normally, I've been anti-Marchand, like, oh, this guy's a rat, the way he plays. But it's your prototypical NHL piece of shit. He does what he needs to do. He may do it better than anybody in the history of the game. I mean, honestly, getting under the skin and having skill and playing at his age. I mean, we'll really have to take a hard look at this guy when it's all said and done. And really, he may end up on some form of Mount Rushmore in terms of hockey pests, and he may lead the pack. I tell you what, love him or hate him, fan of Boston, fan of Florida, fan of anybody, his interviews are the best. He does a lot of TNT stuff. They rib him. They give it back and forth. He's good with the local media. He's good with whatever, Brock. So it's just like, he's definitely got a career in that. So he's already got the wit, the charm, I don't know. So yeah, to see that and have it hit the feels like that, even with I had zero emotional interest in it. Yeah, it was like, this is kind of cool. So well done Boston, well done fans, well done Florida. I can't remember who posted. I think it was somebody on Barstool says, 1 cup in Boston is worth 20 cups in Florida. It's like, yeah, I kind of agree. Boston's just it's a hockey town, original 6, and God, they really showed it tonight. So hats off to them. That was really cool.
Yeah, you know what, and talk about Marchand, and we're going to spend a little bit more time on this Around the Ice, just because there's plenty to talk about. We actually have some fantasy angles here as well, and he's carrying that team right now. He's actually doing it. He's their point leader with 6 points in 7 games, 3 goals, 3 assists, 24 shots on goal, which is really the team leader, and it's not close. He's shooting a puck the most, which you wouldn't really actually expect him to actually do that. And hits, only 4, right? So Reinhardt's got 13. Samoskevich actually got 14 as well. Greer's got 24. He's letting a lot of the other guys actually do a lot of the dirty work. He's actually picking up the pace and actually changing his game a little bit to actually make it where it counts for Florida. And you got to love that. So you're going to get a lot of maybe questions saying, well, should I seek Marchand in a trade? Should I actually look at him for fantasy or whatnot? Well, I would say no for a 37-year-old. But the funny thing is they signed him to that 6-year deal. Now, the only reason you sign a 37-year-old to a 6-year deal is the fact that you're so good underneath the cap, which Florida is. You've managed it so unbelievably well, and you actually sign him for unbelievably dirt cheap, right? Yeah. I think it was somewhere like maybe 5.5, something like that. I don't know. It was 5, 6, somewhere around there. Yeah. So I would say, hey, the guy looks healthy. He's never been strike me as a guy who's actually been injured. If you actually want to go ahead and pursue him and actually pick him up in a trade, I wouldn't say you're done for doing that. Don't totally be giving away the bank, but nevertheless, like for right now, until the superstars actually get back, and actually only be one superstar is going to get back, and that's Matthew Tkachuk. Mm-hmm. Marchand's going to lead this with Reinhardt. It's going to be those guys, and they're going to step up. And right now, Reinhardt shot the puck, not enough. Only 17 times in 7 games. That's not enough. And they're struggling to find their way. But right now, they're up 3-2. There are 7 minutes left in the third period. They're hoping to go 500 here, and it's always tough to actually win on the road. So that'll be a good game to actually follow down here. I would think if you could get Bruins, I would look at the draw on this game right now.
Oh,
you can put a live draw in. I just think it's going to have some fireworks here. It's going to have all the emotions, all the feels, whatnot. So maybe go ahead and get on the draw. You could probably get a live draw here, maybe at like plus 200, plus 250. That may be a bet right now.
I like that.
Yep. Aaron, let's round us out real fast, but Blue Jackets and Stars 2-1. You got to think the Blue Jackets, I like what I've actually seen so far from the Blue Jackets, even though they have a 2-3 record. Sean Monahan has not actually got going yet. He showed his ass last year, and I think he's going to. Marchenko's carried them. I like this Blue Jackets team. You know I do. You know I love the Blue Jackets, right? So, but to go into the Stars and actually have a 2-1 lead here on the road versus a really good Dallas team, getting a good goaltending, I like where the Jackets are. And this would be another one right now. I think you could still get the Jackets maybe at even money here down the stretch.
Yeah. Again, like you said, I mean, we're airing everybody's dirty laundry. Slow start for them. We're not. Monahan, new team. We all know why he went to the team. Lost his best friend. A lot of probably those first games. I can't imagine. There's no way you could find the words to describe for what that felt like. So there's probably some adrenaline kicking up there. Well, as we all know, whether in our personal lives or whatever, we've all dealt with stages of grievance. It's like we don't know where this guy's at. Like, hey, it could just be that, some of that stuff's catching up. And yeah, like you said, he'll probably catch fire because we all know his talent level. He was very good in Calgary. He had an exceptional standout breakout year with the Blue Jackets. He's just got too good of a cast around him as well. You've already, shouted out, of course, your Russian guy. You're always going to pick the not 5 minutes can go.
Motherland.
I have a timer, and it is. And I will, if 5 minutes go by, I'm shocked that we're not talking about a Russian player. So,
yeah.
So
what?
all in good fun. All in good fun. No, I do not. No, I do not, because I love it. That's why I mentioned it. I love it. You were on the Russians when it was not cool to like Russia. So, joking aside, great team. Kenton Johnson, another one that had a good year last year. A little slower start, but he got his first apple tonight. Fantilli, you could probably categorize him in that. I guess just collectively, other than Marchenko, I would say that a little bit of a slow out of the gate from the Blue Jackets, but they picked this up. I know there's still plenty of game left to be played, but you pick up a road win in Dallas. That means more. That's a bigger road win than just your average everyday road win. So we'll keep our eyes on that one for sure. I'm trying to pull it up on the TV, but got a little issue here with the streaming, but hopefully that'll come up here quickly.
Yeah, Aaron, I think this is going to play like a playoff game tonight. Columbus is going to really want this. You go to 2-4. I'm not saying it's a hole you can't climb out of. Of course, it's only 6 games in.
Sure.
But getting to 500, getting a big road win like Dallas, and you actually look at Columbus's schedule. They actually play tonight versus Dallas, and then actually just wait till Friday and actually host Washington as well, which is going to be a really tough game. Washington being 5-2 as well. This is a game where you actually have them right now by the neck. You can actually go ahead and just squeeze at this point. This will play like a playoff game down the road, down the end here tonight. It's supposed to be a really, really good game. If people want to tune in, watch that one now. And then to round out, we're not talking about the Kings and Blues like 2 snoozers. I mean,
who cares?
I don't even care.
Yep.
And I would normally say the same for the Ducks and Preds tonight. So the Ducks actually 4-2 over the Predators. Boy, the Predators. Man, hey, Forsberg actually does score tonight, and is off as they say that team's actually been. And Forsberg has got up to actually a slow start. For Forsberg, still actually having in our fantasy league a point average through these first 6 games, and he hasn't been any good. That shows you how good Forsberg is. He hits, he blocks. He actually shoots the puck like a maniac. He'll get you 45 and 45 every year. I'm not worried about Philip Forsberg. He'll carry that team if he needs to. But the Ducks, man, the Hawks, great game with the Ducks the other night, Aaron.
Yeah.
I tell you, but man, look at this. Who's actually scores for the Ducks tonight? Leo Carlson. Man, I tell you what, watch Carlson fast player. You got him in the home league. Cutter Gauthier, an assist on that one. And Gauthier actually turns right back around and gets his own goal, a fourth goal already. And then Beckett Seneca actually come to him with a 3rd goal as well. Mason McTavish out on the assist. All the young guys, and you got Coach Q behind the bench. You got to believe that they are right where they want to be as a franchise.
I know.
And 2 years from now, they're going to be like, we've arrived. We're here. Lucas Dostal is a young goalie. And so I like where they're at. Man.
Hey, that's my most controversial pick when we did our picks, was getting them in the playoffs. I'm a believer now, so no need to convince me. I'm all about this team. I think Coach Q comes in at the right time. He knows how to coach. He knows what he's doing. He's got command of the room. But yeah, with all these younger kids, and I don't care what your sport is, but when people hit their peak or hit at least, maybe start that arc of their peak, more so in baseball, like you have to have pitching when your hitting is there. I mean, that's just how these teams make it through playoffs and the grind of 162 games. No different in hockey, 82 game grind. Playoffs are the fastest, most intense professional sport. You got to grind through that. So if these younger guys all kind of are on that upswing or that arc that gets them going, look out. I mean, I love it. I love it. The only complaint I have is that they're not at home, so I don't have a 9:30 game to watch because I watch them all. Same with the Sharks. Sharks are on the road. Anaheim's on the road. Sucks ass for us because we don't have our late go to. But maybe better because we get to bed at a decent time. So we'll see.
Well, Aaron, let's go ahead and switch gears here a little bit. Let's go ahead and go into a little listener league discussion.
It's Weekend Update with Colin Jost and Michael Che.
I didn't really know that Saturday Night Live is actually still going on, but nevertheless, we'll actually have the, we still actually have that going here. But I want to give a little bit of let's talk a little bit. We're not going to spend much time on our Listeners League, but we like to give a weekly update on our Listeners League. And if you're in our Listeners League, this is our first annual Around the Ice Listeners League. Thanks so much for actually participating. We actually hope to grow it in the future. We have a 12-team listener league right now. That's actually a light bangers format. We actually do have positional specific players with the left wing, center, right wing. And we only start two goalies in that league. So we got 4 2-0 teams still left. Aaron, you and I, we're one of them, buddy. I can't wait to actually face off against you because I'm going to kick your ass. And then we got Pucky Puckerson. Pucky, shout out to you. You're 2-0. And then carving up the ice, Brian Douglas is 2-0 as well. But fun listener league so far. But Aaron, I want to throw this out here to you because I did a little bit of research on our Listeners League, again, a light bangers league for the Listeners League. And I went through the top 10 scorers in the league and then compared their ADP. And we talked about this earlier in the show about the top guys and ADP really aren't doing a whole lot collectively. Yeah. And it's really those bottom feeders. The guys who are the value picks anywhere from round 3 to 8 are really getting a job done right now. But Jack Eichel, I want you to talk about Eichel and Dorofeyev. The start they've actually had with Mark Stone there in Vegas as well, because Jack Eichel is leading our league, and it's not even close in points by 11 points, 55 points with an ADP of 21.9. And Dorofeyev is actually 6th with 42 points on the season so far with an ADP of 85. So I knew you were all in on Vegas before the season started, but man, that power play is freaking lethal.
It is. I know we talked about the Oilers before. Oilers have set the standard the last 3 to 4 seasons with power play acumen. They've taught us how to do it. Their playoff time, they go to the playoffs. They have their power play there. They kill the penalty. They do it all. Well, look out. I think that it's time for a new king to take the throne, and it certainly seems early in the season, week 3. Seems to be Vegas that have got that formula for the power play. And what they're doing, they're sticking Dorofeyev on that opposite hand shot. So much like Leo Draisaitl's lines up, Dorofeyev left-handed shot, right wing. They've got him in that right slot. So it's if you think of the Ovi spot, it's the opposite side of the slot like that. But he sets up there, and I will eat my hat if you can find any highlight of Dorofeyev making a pass. He does not pass. He will shoot. You find the highlight and you show me a legit tape-to-tape pass by Pavel Dorofeyev where he doesn't look at the goalie. I don't care where he's at on the ice. If he's not looking at the goalie and he's not shooting, I'll be damned. I love it. It's high octane, and you need that. You need somebody like, there's puck hogs and ice time and blah, blah, blah. But at the professional level, that just doesn't happen. Well, you need somebody that's going to, sometimes it's that extra pass that screws up the play. Sometimes an extra pass can get you an open net, but when really the rubber hits the road, you got to get that puck on net, and this guy's not afraid to do it. Eichel's a magician with the puck. When I watch Jack Eichel in Vegas, not only am I watching that, and that seems to be a safe bet for a point per night, an assist per night. I mean, you name it, he's a safe bet. but it's getting me pumped up for the Olympics. This is our guy. This is Team USA center, line one. I cannot wait for him to put on that jersey again, or that sweater, excuse me.
Yeah. Sweater.
And just, the sweater. Cannot wait for Ikes to get out there and just do it for his country. I love what I'm seeing out of Vegas. In the past, they've kind of been ho-hum, but I don't know what it is. It's just it feels like I'm a little bit more invested in them this year, watching them play and watching them do really well.
Yeah, and Aaron, remember earlier we talked about in a couple episodes ago, Jack Eichel was plus 2,800 to be the leader in scoring in October. Now, we did say that their schedule was the second easiest in the entire NHL for October. And I think that, again, not saying Vegas is going to be great because they're really, really good. Yeah. We knew that, right? There was a lot of Stanley Cup favorites picks there, and rightfully so. Mark Stone comes up a little bit lame. He always does. The poor guy. I mean, 11 assists already in 6 games. Just a maniac right now. But man, he can't stay healthy. And it looks like he was put on IR. He's going to be week to week. You hope that it's only a couple weeks, but you got to think he's going to have at least 2 stints on IR this year, if not 3. But Dorofeyev would have actually liked the fact that he's been on that second line the entire year, and I've been up there first with Barbashev, which I think is great for Barbashev as well. It just Marner's on the second line too, so they're just so unbelievably deep. When you can actually have Riley Smith and William Karlsson and Alexander, actually the veteran line, this third line there, you just know what you're going to get, man. And so I did see that they signed Carter Hart. They signed. I don't know if you saw that.
I did because and of course Carter Hart. I mean, those that may not know the story, there was a pretty big Team Canada controversy. These kids that were playing on a team. I won't get into the specifics. It's very.
Some people say it's the biggest controversy.
There you go. Maybe he got in on it. That's how he got acquitted. But what happened? He got acquitted for the charge, so now he's eligible. He's pretty much been on the sideline since then. He was in with Philadelphia, and Philly released him. Terminated his contract. The whole thing while this these legal action took its course, and now here we are. So. Yeah, I mean, Aiden Hill, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have no idea what to predict. I mean, this could fizzle out tomorrow, and we could see him on a different team. Or if this takes win, then look out. Then why even go to the playoffs? Let's just give the cup to the Golden Knights. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I like the move though. I bottom line, I like the move. I like what they did.
Yep. So. So right now also I want to mention Seth Jarvis, second in the league in scoring, ADP of 83. I mean, so he's really doing it. We didn't know if Mark Scheifele could actually follow up what he's actually did last year. He's doing it. He's doing it.
I know. I took a dump on him, and you're so right. He is.
We all did.
That's true. That's true.
He's third in the league in scoring with an ADP of 55. He scored last year like an ADP of 10. And we're like, okay, I don't really think he can actually do it. He's doing it again. I mean, so Scheifele proving us all wrong, and great for him. Dylan Larkin, again, 6th in the league. He had a hot start last year, real blistering hot start, and he's got a hot start again this year as well. You just hope they can actually carry it and actually just hold on the whole year and actually do it. An ADP of 70.9, and Dylan Larkin is actually 5th in scoring as well. And I'll just round out here the top 6. We'll head on to our next segment. But we got Bo Horvat clocking in at 7th. We talked about him. Shane Pinto, the guy who's actually up for a contract, his contract year, 7 goals already, I believe, leads the NHL, 38 points in our fantasy league, and an ADP of 213th. So, you wonder with Tkachuk actually being hurt, he's going to be out maybe. Hey, how did that turn out, Aaron? Did he have to have the surgery or no?
He did.
Oh, so how many months is it now?
I think 2. I think they say went from 4 to 5 to 6 weeks to 7 to 8 or something like that. So not a drastic change, but it did add some time to his recovery.
All right, gotcha. Yep, and then Cole Caulfield 9th, and then Kirill Kaprizov 10th there, and so basically we're off to a good start in our fantasy, our listeners league, and honestly, couldn't actually be having a more fun time. We're only 2 weeks in, And so let's go ahead and talk about some minor leaguers.
And you, young Skywalker, we will watch your career with great interest.
Now, I'm going to start this off here by saying this. All right. So we talked last week about Anton Frondell, a Blackhawk, right?
Yeah.
And so I mean, people are going to call me a homer. People are going to start saying, hey, we're all wearing this Blackhawk swag. What? This is I get that. I get that. I can't help the fact that in the AHL, the Swedish Hockey League, that all of the Blackhawk prospects are actually showing their ass. I can't help that. Okay. So when they're going to do that, I actually have to cover these guys. Okay. And so, Aaron, I'm actually going to mention a couple guys here. You feel free to go ahead and piggyback here a little bit. We'll have our own little fun. But what I like to do is actually go through in this segment is pick out notable scorers maybe in the top 25 that are 20 years or younger, either in the AHL, the KHL, or the SHL, which really, let's recap. The NHL is your premier league. The AHL is your second best league competitive-wise. Then you actually have the KHL and the SHL, Swedish Hockey League. KHL is your Russian league. And they're third and fourth, respectively. You can flop them whatever you actually want to do. We'll actually rely on our Dauber prospect expert like Victor Nuno to kind of, from Fantasy Hockey Life, to actually come out and, he can talk more about that. We'll have him on in the future as well again. But Oliver Moore, 20-year-old Chicago Blackhawks, 19th overall pick in a 2023 entry draft, 5 games played. 4 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. And he was the AHL Player of the Week last week. This is the left wing center, 5'11", 188 pounds. Dauber prospect shows fantasy upside of 9.0. That's really, really high. Real high. You don't see a whole lot of 9.0s out there. And even better yet, an NHL certainty to actually be an NHL mainstay of 9.5. They actually describe him as a two-way forward with elite skating ability, high energy, quick release. Oliver Moore is actually doing it so far. I would be shocked if Oliver Moore actually wasn't up with the Hawks at some point this season. And really, if the Hawks continue to do what they're doing, 3-2-1 right now, 3-0-1 in their last 4. If they don't need him, they'll let him dominate down there at the AHL. And most people don't do that, but he's doing that right now. But if there ends up getting a point where they have injuries that actually need him, Oliver Moore will see time in the AHL, and he sees significant time maybe.
Yeah. Well, number one, I love this segment. It's one of my favorite ones. But number two, I want to keep it just with Blackhawks tonight. And I don't care what people call us. They can call us homers. They can call us what you want. It has been a long time for us to watch meaningful hockey. The pro team is playing meaningful hockey. They're playing with grit. They're playing with a little bit of sandpaper to them. Frankie Nazar's goal, the ultimately game winner against Anaheim. I'm sorry, he got dummied at the blue line, stuck with the puck, passed it, got it back in, checked in for offside, ends up hammering that little goal in for the game-winning goal. Like so many people in the league would have given up on that play after the second or third time somebody put your ass on the ice. So the NHL team is performing. We've got prospects performing. We got guys like Oliver Moore that, if somebody does go down, I'm fully confident that this kid could step in and get some ice time. They're playing meaningful games. It's a great fan base. Every game sells out, even when we weren't playing well the last 2-3 years. Bedard, obviously, he's been the poster child of it. But Bedard, St. Louis Blues, taking on Parenko, for God's sake. The guy's like double his size. He's not backing down.
And God. I want to mention Nick Lardis, 20-year-old Chicago Blackhawks, a 67th overall pick in 2023 draft as well. And again, I'm sorry we're actually mentioning the Blackhawk, but I can't help it because here's the deal. They're the only guys actually on there that are actually tearing up the respective leagues as well. And he's also an AHL, plays on the same line as Oliver Moore as well. 5 games, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points in the AHL. Last year, look at this numbers. And we talked about this last year in the OHL. This has only been done like 4 or 5 times in the history of the world. 65 games, 71 goals, 46 assists for 117 points. Dauber prospects shows fantasy upside at 8.0, but only NHL certainty at 5.0. I think a lot of people wonder, can you produce like you did? Nobody's going to expect him to even get close to 71 goals in AHL, let alone 31 goals in AHL, right? It's not going to happen.
Right.
But that 5.0 is we just don't know with a player who actually was described by Dauber prospects just last year, low floor, high upside, average tools, lacks defensive engagement, physicality, and can't win puck battles, right? So, I mean, it's 5'11", 165 pounds, young winger, but man, this has a knack for actually scoring these goals both on the line. And honestly, you got to love what you see so far.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do. And again, it's what, okay, we've analyzed that. We've thought about the OHL numbers, the sick numbers there. He's playing AHL now. Like whatever league you're in, he's dominating the game, dominating at that sometimes carries weight on its own. Sometimes it translates to the bigger league, sometimes it's not. But I do like his kind of turnaround. Like it was a bit of a shock when he did get called up. We're talking about a 20-year-old kid. So good on him. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit here about this next week. Let's see here. Sorry, we want to go ahead and talk about next week in hockey.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Yeah, so this week we actually have some interesting schedules. And Aaron, would you actually talk a little bit about the schedule here? I need to plug in my power cord.
Yeah. So as far as games go, so what we're looking at waiver wire pickup specifically. So what we're targeting here are our redraft leagues and primarily our redraft leagues, but maybe those leagues, whether it's a dynasty league or it's could even be a keeper league, but those leagues where maybe you have one or two spots on your roster where you do go and you search that waiver wire. So what we've done is we've targeted those teams that have the most games. If you target one of those players, you have the most games, you're inserting that player in your lineup. You're not just a one and done or a game that plays two games a week, which some teams can. We're targeting those teams that play the most. So I'll kick it off here, Toast. I'll hand it off to you. But first three that we're going to look at, we're looking at Calgary. They have a game on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Of course, everybody plays on Saturday. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. We got Buffalo playing as well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And then we've got Minnesota Wild. They're Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, I lean a little towards Minnesota in that. I like the Sunday games. Sometimes the Sunday games get a little spread out. Remember, the NFL is playing NFL rules Saturday or Sunday. So you don't have as many NHL games, but when you do, and you have a high-scoring team like Minnesota, even their third-line guy might catch some points you wouldn't normally get. So I try to look at those teams that have minimum 4 games, one of those games being on a Sunday. Of those 3 I just mentioned, and it just happens to be they're the best team on those first 3, I look at Minnesota. So really, really take a look at those lines and maybe snag somebody on there. But Toast, what else you got?
Yeah, so I this week, honestly, I picked up 2 players from Minnesota. I've been streaming in a home league 2 players at a time, just picking out a good schedule for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, those off days there, and actually just trying to stream 2 at a time. And this week I picked up Ryan Hartman for Minnesota. And Hartman's actually got off to a really good start. He centers at line 3. He's actually getting power play 2 time as well. He's surprised with some goals. He'll hit. He'll actually shoot the puck. He's shooting a lot right now. And then Tarasenko was another guy that was just available, right? And I didn't really expect much of Tarasenko, but I decided I'll go ahead and actually, get him and really, honestly, and see what he can do. But I'm not expecting a whole lot. So, JT, what do you actually think, buddy? We got a trade I want to talk about in the show here. You and Gail actually have a trade in the works here in our home league. It's a 4 for 2.
It's a big one. It could be a huge trade. So let's talk about this. Me and him have been discussing for maybe 2 or 3 days now. Let's see what we think. What do you guys think about this trade?
Yeah, so you have actually got a heck of. I'm not going to put you on the spot tonight. Not going to have you decide right on camera. However, Gail is actually looking to, from what he's told me anyway, he has a team he inherited in our home league. Let me give you a little bit of background on our home league. It's an Ultra Bangers league, right? So it's basically it's real heavy bangs. 0.5 for a hit, 0.5 for a block, 0.4 for PEMs as well, and your traditional scoring. So it is a situation where Gale is actually going to offer JT Forsberg and Kyle Connor. And now JT is considering actually considering at this point, Batherson, McTavish, Heischer, and Josh Doan as well. But what we're going to do we're not going to discuss
Plus,
this.
26 first.
Yeah, 26 first as well.
26 as well. So now we're real thinking about this.
Yep.
Thinking about this hardcore.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that out on the Twitter feed for everybody to kind of look at. We're going to get the situation. We're going to have everybody actually vote on it. We're not going to go over it in detail tonight, but that is a big trade with a team that's actually built right now to win. JT, you're 2-0 in the home league. You're actually rolling, looking pretty good. Gale inherited a team that basically has a lot of holes. He actually already gave up Pasternak. He's actually looking to dump Kyle Connor. He's actually looking to dump Philip Forsberg. And he already got Bratt and Cooley for Pasternak. So now he's actually looking to get Doan, Heischer, looking to also get I'll have to look at my notes here again. Doan, Heischer, and we have, here we go. Sorry. Doan, Heischer, McTavish, and Batherson in the 2026 first as well. So you can churn Forsberg, Connor, and Pasta into Doan, Heischer, McTavish, Batherson, Cooley, and Bratt. Right? So if he can do that, he can revamp his team a little bit. It appears to be a win-win. But this is actually something we're going to go ahead and put on Twitter, let everybody actually vote on, and we'll kind of see the results.
Yeah, and I like the dynamic here. This really encapsulates what a keeper league is all about. Maybe not necessarily like a dynasty salary league, but more of a keeper league. So we keep the entire roster, absent salary or agnostic of salary, but these guys are the ones you keep. So you got JT in a position that has an established team. A couple of bona fide goal scorers on his team could make a difference. The prospects he's giving up are no slouches, but he, it's on him to say, okay, do I want to probably go for it this year and probably the next year, because these guys aren't real that old. I mean, they'll be productive on your team for a while. Do I want to give up those picks? Or I'm sorry, those prospects or those guys that are ready to break out? Yeah, it might suck to watch them break out, but if you get a win or you get a championship, who cares? I mean, I don't know. I like the idea of putting it on Twitter. So good. Well, it'd be fun to see what the feedback is. Let's see what people say.
YouTube. Also, if you can also do us a favor and go on the YouTube page. Actually, give us a like. Subscribers are actually coming in. We're getting a little bit more traction with the show. We really appreciate the viewership. We're on, again, every Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. We will actually have all of the similar segments we've actually went over tonight. And hit us up again at FIF Hockey with any hockey questions. And tonight, I am Brian Toast Clark. We got JT Orange and Aaron Tomatich signing out for tonight. Let's go watch some hockey.